Hello everybody and welcome to another list video. Today, Bryn and I are here to rank the Guardian Firearms. We've done this already with the Rogue Firearms. And, you know, it would have been great, because Travis plays Guardians a lot. Travis would have loved to have, his opinions here too.
He'll be back for the Secret Firearms.
Yes, he will. He will indeed. And also, I like to think that this one's it's kind of tough to always look at this, but for me, it's kind of like I went with the firearms that I use the most, or like the ones that I'm most inclined to want to use, right? Because it's actually funny because I'm building a standalone Mark Harrigan deck to play Guardians of the Abyss, right?
Okay.
And I know you need to kill a lot of enemies. And I have my weapon choice were actually our top 2 weapons. So I think that actually is a sign that this is actually kind of a relevant list for me for ranking.
Yeah.
So. No.
Although, admittedly, in Guardians of the Abyss, you don't have to kill a lot of enemies. You could just die now.
Yes, that is true. Yeah, you could. You could just give up. You could just give up. All right, and also, as requested, I have numbers on the screen now, so we won't forget what number we're in. All right, so let's start with number 13, which is the 35 Winchester, a 4-cost, 2-handed weapon. Uses 5 ammo. You get +2 fists for this attack. If a +1, 0, or Elder Sign Chaos token is revealed during this attack deals +2 damage.
This is Song of the Dead, only it takes up 2 slots, and they're both slots that you very much care about if you can play blue cards.
Yeah.
So, Song of the Dead's bad. This is worse. For the most part, you can slightly game the system a little bit because it does allow, it does care about non-negative tokens or whatever now.
Yeah, the blessed tokens.
Yeah, if you're putting blessed tokens in the bag, it's a little bit more reliable, but still not great. When you want extra damage, you want extra damage. Not sometimes.
And, you could definitely do the whole None with a Gun, Sister Mary build. That's something that you can definitely do. And you'll probably find success with it. But realistically, you could do the same thing with, the other guns and just have more success.
Yeah.
Just general success.
It turns out that if you draw a blessed token, you're probably succeeding the test unless you draw, the red token.
Yeah, so. Because, I can feel the comments forming when they're like, no, but you get Favor of the Sun, and then you get, your ancient, whatever, the Sacred Covenant, and you just, keep loading, and then you have, Blessing of Isis, and you do all this thing, that's not the gun doing the job, right? As soon as you're this card's good because Blessing of Sun lets you draw, a blessed token to deal +2 damage, other things just will let you do that as well, you know?
It's alright in the blessed build, but that's mostly because the blessed build costs a lot of XP to play with anyway.
Yeah, and especially because if you want to be, you really should, as a fighter, be ready to go on turn 2, right? When your Seeker draws an enemy. And this one is not going to reliably get you there.
What, you mean you're not a fan of playing the games where you're like, guys, I need help, and Travis and I are like, yeah, that sucks.
Yeah. And that's why I don't want to be. That's why I don't want to be a Seeker anymore. All right, let's go to number 12, which is the 32 Colt level 0, 3-cost, 1-hand slot, uses 6 ammo. Spend an ammo, fight, you deal +1 damage for this attack.
Yeah, this one's just here because it requires a lot of work for many of the potential users of this card. In order to actually deal damage, you have to succeed the test. And only some of the people who can use this can do that reliably without something kind of weird going on.
Because, really, right now, all there is for 5-fist investigators that can play this are Daniela and Mark, right?
Nacho can play it too.
Oh, yeah. I always forget that he actually can shoot guns.
He's allowed to play other cards too. He's not just locked to Spirit of
Which you could, which actually you could. That actually could be,
it's a fine choice for them.
Yeah.
It's all right as an offhand tool if you are playing events that require you to spend ammo.
Yep.
It's pretty okay for that. It also does serve as a reasonable base for playing upgrade cards onto, but it's not the best one you could pick. And you probably upgrade out of it very quickly.
Yeah. It's like the Winchester, where it's just, when this card starts getting good, it's not necessarily because of 32 Colt, it's everything that you've attached to 32 Colt. I'm playing it right now in a Mark deck, and I have custom modifications on it, which gives me +2, and I'm like, that's sick, but that's not 32 Colt doing that,
Yep.
That is the cards I'm attaching to it.
Yeah, it is also, there are only 3 people who can play it with a beat cop and be like, this is a comfortable place to fight from.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Just means it's not that attractive of a level 0 option.
Yeah, yeah. All right, number 11 is the old shotgun. This is the Rogue Guardian card, 0 cost, 2 experience, takes up both hand slots, 0 ammo. Yep. While playing an event, you treat its uses value as 2. You can spend an ammo fight. It's the shotgun thing, plus 3 fist. Instead of a standard damage, it's the amount you succeed by or fail by. If you fail, no damage on the investigator to a minimum of 1, maximum of 3.
Yeah. Yeah, this one's a lot lower on this list than it is on the Rogue list, but a big part of that is that Rogue has a lot of real janky firearms that don't work very well.
Yeah, it's kind of like their niche, yeah.
Yeah, that's sort of the thing they do, as opposed to Guardian, where their weapons just kind of work. It's sort of like their niche,
yeah,
I guess, is being able to consistently fight and put out damage. There are admittedly like solid ways in blue to make this card work, like Venturer giving you 3 bullets for it. More if you're playing ways to game the supply economy. But
yeah, and like also like if you're running Ever Vigilant, that's playing it with an event.
Yeah, it's really good with like a stick to the plan pile where you can always have the Ever Vigilant to play it when you draw it.
Yeah.
And then you can also have like extra ammo underneath the stick to the plan for
Yeah.
the old shotgun. That's pretty
definitely.
solid.
Yeah.
But that's also a very similar piece of headspace where like, is the shotgun the thing that's good?
Yeah.
Or is it like, the 15 XP that you've dumped into your stick to the plan pile?
Yeah.
Is that what's good?
And then I think that's just like the most fair way to look at firearms, right? Like just how are they on their own? And this one does nothing on its own.
That's the truth. Also, 3 damage as a rogue is a very attractive place to be. As a guardian, a little less so.
Yeah.
Because you can do it easy.
Yeah, it comes to you like naturally. That's like your thing. Number 10, we got the Springfield M1903. This is a 4 cost, 4 experience, 2-handed firearm asset, 3 ammo. Spend an ammo fight, you get plus 3 fists and deal plus 2 damage with this attack. Cannot be used to attack enemies engaged with you, and with the taboo, you can attack enemies at adjacent locations.
Something like that.
Something like that.
Yeah, it does something similar to attaching a telescopic scope to it, which means the telescopic scope is actually very bad now.
Yeah. Not only enemies up to 1 location away, ignoring the aloof and retaliate. Yeah.
Yeah. Enemies that you want to kill are going to be engaged with you. This is kind of just the truth of the game, particularly at lower player counts. At higher player counts, this gets a little better, but the 3 ammo hurts a lot more because you will have to kill more different enemies. It does, however, have an interesting niche, unlike the guns mostly below it, where you can just shoot guys at a distance. You don't need to be moving around the map quite so much.
Yeah.
And 3 damage does kill a lot of non-elite enemies.
Yeah. It's kind of crazy looking at all these together and just like seeing the limitations on the 2-handed weapons where like this deals a lot of damage, but it has like a weird hoop that you got to live in.
Yeah. Yeah, like I mean as I get that they didn't, I don't know. They thought damage was a bigger deal than it was.
I suppose this was done it,
yeah, like this is kind of old, but also man as printed this card is bad.
I feel like this is also, there's been a lot of custom, I played one Rogue custom card and it's just like a design you see a lot just kind of pop up where it's like the sniper character.
Yeah.
I could definitely see that coming in the future and like this character would be able to actually take advantage of that gun, right? Because I feel like this is missing, like if this was like a Leo who didn't have 1 foot, that's kind of like what is the thing. But I mean like Leo with cat bug is a way you can do this, but once again it's a lot of tools to make something work.
Yeah, like if you get to play with green cards, this card has a lot more interesting applications, particularly at low player count, where you can be like an enemy spawned here. I'm playing the green event that think on your feet.
Think on your
feet, yeah. To just not engage them, be out of here, and then like I'll shoot him so that I don't.
That actually does seem kind of sick, yeah.
Like on the way out, and that's pretty okay. But in blue, you kind of just want to engage the guy and rough him up.
Yeah. All right, number 9, we got the level 045 Thompson. 6 cost, 2 hand slots, 5 ammo. Spend 1 ammo fight, you get plus 2 fists and deal plus 1 damage for this attack.
Yeah, odds are good that if this one's in your deck, it's because you mean to upgrade to the other one and you just didn't want to forget about it.
Yep.
Or possibly you're playing somebody who has access to like down the rabbit hole somehow.
Yeah. Yep.
That is a decided possibility.
I think a big thing for me is that I love the card. I actually play, this is one of my most played firearms. For reasons that will make more sense in the future.
Okay.
But it's 6 cost, which is a lot.
It is a lot of money for 5 shots at +1 damage.
And it's your hand slots, right? Like, if I'm going to use firearms, I like the whole kind of, smaller guns taking the shots, and then like also having a survival knife in a bandolier. Like, that's like the best part of it. But the gun, it's still fine. Like, at this point now, like 9 up are like guns that I'm happy to play. For the most part.
Yeah, like I'm not unhappy to play the 32, but I'm playing a 32 deck now.
Yeah, you're working for it. Yeah.
We know where we're going with this.
All right. Number 8, we have the M1918 bar, a 5 cost, 4 experience. This is the gun that I always forget exists. Takes up both hand slots, has 8 ammo, but hold your horses. You spend 1 to 5 ammo in a fight. You get plus X fist for this attack. Instead of its standard damage, the attack deals X damage. X is the amount of ammo spent as part of this ability's cost. 5 damage, then 3 damage is really cool.
4 twice. There are a lot of possible like neat things here, but if you want to do 2 damage, it costs you 2 ammo, and that's not great.
Yeah, and like 3, like it's the thing is that it's like so good at. It's gonna like, it's perfect. I have a 3 health enemy, and then a 2 health enemy, and then a 3 health enemy. That's perfect. That adds up to 8, right?
Yeah.
And then you're like, oh, but now I'm out of all my ammo, right? Like, it has like this fantasy where the number is like really good, but then like it's gonna just never work out like that.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, it can deal out 5 damage if you are
5 damage.
If you are in Rogue and you have Swift Reload, like Leo Anderson, this card is like really nice, you know. But
yeah, it does play pretty well with like the green extra ammo cards, because you get to play things like Contraband, and you're like, 8 is 16, and that's a lot of damage.
Yes, I think this card also goes up in value when you have like access to things like Brandicathuga as well now, because you just use that. This is kind of like somewhat similar to Brandicathuga. It's just you have to do it like front loaded, but like it works really well with that as well.
Yeah, it does also give you like, if you spend the 5, you get +5 for 5 damage.
Yes, yeah. With things like this though, you're probably thinking like, now I want some security. You need to start running snipes and all that. And I think as soon as you once again have to start running like other cards to make it more consistent,
you just draw the token.
I mean, that's what I would do.
Just draw the right token.
And I would have
deal 5 damage.
I would have you hold it, and I would just be like, I'm not going to miss. I have +5. What am I going to do? Draw the auto fail?
Maybe,
but probably not.
Yeah, I think this one is like, if you are exactly like currently Leo Anderson.
Yep.
This card is a lot better than some of the firearms further up the list, because you have access to the green extra bullet cards.
Yeah.
However, with the blue extra bullet cards, this card is much less attractive.
Yes.
Because they tend to give you 2 or 3 or, a finite number of them.
Yeah.
Which on the other big guns is like 9 extra damage, but with this one it's just 3.
Yeah. All right, number 7. We got the lightning gun. 6 cost, 5 experience, both hand slots. Yeah, +5 fist, deals +2 damage, 3 ammo. It's 5 +5 is great. 3 damage is great. 5 experience and 6 costs is just expensive.
It is a little bit much for what it does. It is definitely like one of the cards that shows its age a little bit.
Yeah.
If this were modern, it would probably cost a little less to play, maybe come with an extra bullet. Probably it would just cost less to play.
Yeah. Because I think, the experience is pretty on par with like what you expect from these big guns. It's just 6 is a lot.
6 is a lot. It does give you a lot.
Yeah.
For what you get. It does play a much better game with the blue extra ammo cards than the bar does.
And that's why it's ahead.
Which is why it's here. It's also like a little bit nostalgia.
Yeah.
This was the first time that we were like, oh, blue guns can do sweet things. This can be so cool. But
and they never really have hit that again with like the whole big.
Yeah. Some of the green stuff has, but
not the Guardian
so
ones.
Much.
Yeah. Great for shooting birds out of the sky, though. That's for sure.
Kill you an avian thrall real good.
Yeah.
Don't ask the Venturer where he brought the extra lightning from.
No, it's all just extra ammo is just more lightning.
Yeah, I don't
How are you doing that? Who knows?
Doesn't matter. Maybe he's like pedaling a bicycle and.
Yes, he's attached to your back. Yeah. Number 6 is the shotgun. 5 cost, 4 experience, 2 hand slots, 2 ammo. Spend an ammo fight, you get +3. Instead of standard damage, it deals 1 damage for each point you succeed by, to a minimum of 1, maximum 5, and then deals its damage if you fail to min 1, max 5. It's very similar to the lightning gun.
Yeah, it's also not that different to the bar, where you get to fire twice and you probably do big damage on those 2 times.
Yes, yeah.
But you don't have the option to shoot small shots. So you might be wondering, Bryn and Justin, what the hell are you guys doing? This card is clearly worse than the bar. Well, it plays a lot like a much, much better game with the extra ammo cards.
Yes.
Because 3 extra bullets on this thing might be, an extra 12 or 16 points, but on the bar it's 3.
Yes, yes. Like that, and that's the thing, right? Like this can deal. What you have to spend 5 ammo with the bar. You spend 1 ammo with the shotgun.
Yeah.
Potentially.
It just plays like a much better game with the cards that are in color.
Yeah. And I mean, like, usually this will deal 3 damage a hit. Like, it gives you 3 fist. In theory, it should be giving you around 3 damage a hit. That's really good rate for the ammo as well. It's about on par with the lightning gun, just with less of a bonus. But
yeah, it plays a real solid game with, if you're playing skill cards as well, though.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah.
I think this card is a really fun top end to play with. It's maybe not like the best one unless you know the campaign you're going into.
Mm-hmm.
Although you could kill so many cats from Saturn.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Just blat blat blat. Yeah. Yeah, but
all at once.
The thing that's once again keeping these ones all back is that, ironically, they're too good for the majority of enemies that you're going to find, right? Like that's kind of the downside with them, where you have to shoot this. If you shoot a bullet, it's the same as like a 3 attack ghoul and a 5 attack boss. It's like the same kind of thing, and that's what makes them a little bit awkward. But we'll get to the top 5 and we'll see how our top 5 looks.
This one is a lot of fun to play against the cultists in Midnight Masks.
Oh, yeah.
They show up and they're like, give me your money. And you're like, no.
Yeah. Give me your guts.
I'll kill you.
All right, number 5. We have the 32 Colt, the upgraded version. 2 cost, 2 experience, 1 hand slot. Spend 1 ammo, fight. You deal +1 damage with his attack. Hey, you might be thinking, isn't this the exact same card as the first one? How is it like 7 spots better? Well, you can also spend a resource to return it to your hand and reload it.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
It does also have an extra fist icon on the side, so if you're not, like if you have a different gun in your hand and are currently fighting, this does a fair overpower impersonation. It also plays a much better game with some other blue cards that exist.
Yeah.
Like, man shaving in a suit. I don't know the names of cards, I just know what they look like.
That'll be great, because I almost have the Arkham Horror Trivia show ready, and that might actually be a category of me reenacting cards. You having to guess what they are.
We're playing charades. But...
Yeah. I think what makes this one a top 5 weapon for me is the fact that the rate for it is so freaking good.
Yeah,
right?
2 money for what is theoretically 12 damage.
Yes, this is a very good rate.
An incredible rate of exchange.
And then it also has even though there's the idea of hey, the 32 Colt returns to reload, you also could just bring it back if you have hey, I have my gun that's here to kill something with, and I don't have my bandolier. You don't need to get rid of it, right? So there's that to it. Still has the same stuff where you need to build around it to improve it. But at this point now, if you're running the 32 Colt, you have a plan for it that goes beyond just this is going to be fine sometimes,
Yeah, this one also plays a much, much better game if you're playing one of the 5-punch investigators who doesn't need to build around this, because this can just kind of be your only weapon. You don't run out of bullets.
Yeah.
If it's out of bullets, you just have another one in your hand.
Yeah, and that's the big thing. It's just you see one, you have it for the entire game.
It's very good.
It's so cheap. It's crazy. All right, number 4 is the 45 automatic. The level 0 version, 4 cost, 4 ammo. Spend 1 ammo, you get +1 fist, +1 damage.
Yeah, it's not particularly flash or anything like that. It just often will end up still in your deck at the end of the campaign, and you won't feel that bad about it.
Yep.
It does the job that's needed. Not particularly well or exciting, but there you have it.
And I think this is kind of like what you see in comparison to the Rogue one, where we were talking about all these cool things you could do. But that's kind of like Guardian, right? It's just...
Guardian is not cool.
It's... it's just like, it's efficient. You know, it's like, it's good enough. It just gets the job done, and the rate that you get for... You're basically paying a resource for 2 damage, right? 4 times.
Yep.
Yeah. Number 3 is the upgraded version. Wow.
Yeah, it's just better.
Yep. Plus 2 fist, plus 1 damage. Ignore the retaliate keyword for this attack.
Yeah, it's got an extra skill icon on it as well.
Yep. Which is actually relevant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just the same thing but better.
Call me crazy, but I think every firearm should have that ignore the retaliate keyword for this attack. It just seems like it should.
You got to use what in your head cannon. You're not like right up in there like jamming the gun into them. Like
no, I am not. I am taking a few steps back and shooting. You know,
yeah, that makes sense.
It's just so weird that it doesn't. You know, it would give it a reason to play them over melee weapons as well. You know, I don't know, but it's still just good old reliable. Plus 2 is a nice number, and 4 for 4 is still just good. Good enough.
Yeah, and sometimes ignoring the retaliate keyword is like the best thing you've ever done.
Yes.
Yeah.
Definitely. Number 2, we have the upgraded 45 Thompson, 6 cost, 3 experience, 2 fist, 5 ammo. Ammo spent from it is placed in your resource pool as resources. Spend an ammo fight, you deal plus 2 damage. You get plus 1 damage, plus 2 fist.
Yeah, this one gets to live here because, like, sure, the number in the top is 6, but it actually costs 1.
Yes.
Assuming that you're not going to put extra bullets into it, and if you do, it pays for those 2.
Mm-hmm.
And it also, like, it doesn't care if you spent it with the fight action. So it plays a very good game with the events that want you to spend your ammo on other things too.
Yep.
It just it plays very well with a couple of different pools of blue cards.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of just a great place to live.
Yep. A big thing about effects like this that you might be looking at this and be like, that effect doesn't seem that strong. Dr. Milan gives you 1 resource a turn for doing what you want to do. And it's a very strong effect. So anything that gives you just a passive reward for what you're wanting to be doing anyway is a very nice effect.
Can you imagine if Beat Cop didn't discard for 1, he just Dr. Milan on successful fights? Because this doesn't even need you to succeed.
Yeah.
It just needs you to have spent the ammo.
Yeah, and I mean, like, it is really cool with, as Bryn said, that it's just, you just have to spend the ammo off of it. So anything that spends ammo, it's just money, baby. The rate's also, once again, 2 plus 2 and plus 1. It does take up 2 hand slots, but it is just like...
You can play it in Finn.
You can play it in Finn. Yeah. Attack at 5 with Dirty Fighting, attack at 7. It's not bad. Just getting money back is very powerful. Don't overlook it.
Yeah. No, it does play like a very good game. If you slap like a custom ammunition on this, it does a pretty reasonable interpretation of most of the big guns. Turns out almost everything that you want to fight that has more than 2 health is not a man.
Yeah.
And therefore takes extra damage from custom ammo. So
this is off topic for the video, but one of the people on our Discord, Nick, put this Winifred deck they're playing that's sleight of hands, thieves tools into play, and like takes a bunch of like extra actions with quick thinking and honed instinct to just make all this cash and then bring it back. It seems actually really cool, and that's just, it goes. I thought I remember that because once again, you're getting resources for doing what you're wanting to be doing.
I suppose you could do that in Finn with this.
Yeah, it actually could be like pretty fun, couldn't it?
Might be.
Yeah. All right, I was about to ask, wait, is that how sleight of hand works? I've already forgot it was. We talked about it last week.
Level 3 or lower.
Less, yeah.
That it can put into play and then back into your hand.
All right, number 1, if you know the game enough, you probably are like, hey, where's Flamethrower? Here it is. 4 cost, 4 experience, chained to have plus 1 experience, 5 experience, chained to have plus 1 with the taboo list, 4 ammo, takes up a body slot and 2 hand slots, spend on ammo, fight. The enemy chosen for this attack must be the enemy engaged with you with the highest fight. You get plus 4 fist and for this attack. If this attack is successful, instead of a standard damage, you may assign up to 4 damage among enemies engaged with you. Any additional damage adds to this total. Notably, if there's 1 enemy engaged with you, this just deals 4 damage to that enemy.
Yeah.
And that is 4 ammo. And this costs, I mean, it costs a body slot, which is like where
Yeah.
the balance comes from in design theory. Like, compare this to the lightning gun, which deals 3 damage but costs 6 and has 3 shots. This is costs 4 damage plus 4, so only 1 less. There's a lot to like about the flamethrower.
Yeah, it is a cool one.
Yeah.
The only thing I don't like about the flamethrower is that if I want to play something else as a big top end, I have to justify it not only to myself, but probably to Travis, because he's going to yell at me otherwise.
And it's not like one of those things where, like, if you're like, I'm not playing Cyclopean Hammer, Travis is like, that's fine. You know, like, I get it. You know, but if you're like, I'm not playing Flamethrower, he's like, why? You know?
Yeah.
Like, what else are you playing? The Winchester? The
Yes.
bar? The 1918 bar? Yeah.
No.
It is. Because it's just like, it's good, but it's not like, it feels strangely fair as well, you know?
Yeah, you don't often get to take full advantage of the 4 damage, but when you do, it does not feel fair.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, especially when you can kill multiple enemies
Yeah.
with 1 attack. Flavor home run with this card, too. Like, it really, it's a great design card. Maybe not on the numbers side, but on the flavor side.
I think my favorite part about this card is that you can attach a telescopic sight to it to render it entirely useless. Where you cannot attack enemies that are engaged with you, but you also
cool.
can't attack enemies that aren't engaged with
Yeah.
you, so...
Sounds like a great griefing run for that. But yeah, no, great card. I'm excited to play it. It's been a while since I played it. Card's just banger good.
Yeah, I'm not sure I've ever actually played with this card, because it is... I do this thing where I play with bad cards and complain about them being bad.
Oh, and then use them to influence content in the future. Yeah. Well, thanks for watching. I hope you were about that I'm looking for. Hope you enjoyed this one like you enjoyed the Rogue one. I don't think anyone, like, the only other one that has guns are, like, Survivors. And also our
There's,
secret
like,
one when we
3
get
of them,
to.
so-
But there's nothing to do there. Well, maybe we'll do, like, a melee one day. That also could be fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. I mean, actually, you can even just let us know what you want us to rank, especially when Travis is back, too. It's just so empty over here. So he's been replaced by Spirit Island.
That's where he is right now.
Yeah. Thanks for watching. Have a good one. And as always, a GG's.